Purple pants, premonitions. Brice and Gary, DeAndre. Purple pants, premonitions. Spiritual care and a tarot reads on the way.
And we are back. The month of June has come, and that means it is time for your Purple Pants Premonitions. I'm excited to be here with my brother, my friend, back again. Still back again and again. Back. We are here. We have Gary DeAndre, aka Gangsta Gurry. How are you feeling in this month of June?
You know, I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it, bitch. Like, that's what I'm getting today. Okay, happy Pride Month. Happy Pride to all the girls out there, all the dolls, all the people, okay, all the royals. We love you. We are grateful for you. You get to celebrate today. Woohoo. That's how I'm feeling. How are you?
I am feeling great. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling rejuvenated. Well, not rejuvenated, but I feel like I'm in the process of feeling rejuvenated. I've been somewhat in a little hibernation, just getting back to work, just not having to travel every week. It feels refreshing. And I just had saw this like Pisces in June that I read to you before we got on the podcast. And essentially is like, there is a gift in being here. I'm softening. There is no need for the pressure. Let things come to you. And I'm like, I received that. Come on, Pisces.
Okay. Because things have been feeling a lot of pressure. Okay. And listen, I was told by Apple Care that I would get the parts. Okay. And I'm not getting the freaking parts. Okay. Like, I'm annoyed, but it's fine. I have heard that, like, Jupiter is supposed to be going into Cancer supposedly on Monday, June 9th. And I heard that that's supposed to be, like, a very, like, positive transit for the people, bringing a lot of joy, bringing a lot of, like, peace, bringing a lot of expansion, because I think, like, Jupiter, maybe, like, home in Cancer or something like that, if I've heard correctly. I'm excited because I have Jupiter in Cancer in my chart, so a lot of people have been telling me, like, it's going to be a great time. And I'm like, baby, I could use it with the way that things have been lately, and it's supposed to be here for like a year or some change. I could definitely use a good year, because the last year,
yeah,
boo that.
These years go by so quickly. This time goes by so quickly. These months go by so quickly that they all seem to like mesh together. I feel like you got to like pull them apart to be like, what was I like in April? Oh, let me figure it out. But again, for me, just trying to be present, trying to be in the moment, trying to, it was a couple of my friends going out the other night, and I've been like somewhat hibernating, and I was like, you know what, let me go out. I had me a good time, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna go out the next day. I was like, okay. Child, I pulled up to the next day, and I was like, you know what, auntie old, okay. Okay, I attempted. Okay,
I did one day. Okay, I came outside. Damn it!
I came outside 2 days. Okay, I came outside too, but like we got to the function, and my spirit was just like, I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to like I want to be here because like y'all are here, but also like I don't want to be here. Like I drop y'all off. And then I'm gonna go on my way. And it was so funny because I know one of my friends was mad at me because they just always mad at me. But they had called me the next day and they were like, you know what? I appreciate you even communicating that. I was like, oh, they was like, so I wasn't mad. I wasn't big mad. I was little mad because obviously I want to spend time with you. But like, I appreciate you. Like, I saw the effort that like you put forward to come out. You got out, you saw what it was giving, and you was like, yeah. Now, normally I'd be like, let me go get some gas. I'll be right back and never come back. But I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. And I felt guilty like on the drive home. But baby, when I ran my bath water and got in my bath, I said, what am I feeling guilty for? Okay, like this is what I want to do. This is like, so again, I don't feel the
You don't feel the pressure. Good. No. And I was also going to point out the fact that, like, that's a good friend. That's a really good friend. Keep them. Because everybody not like that. Some people will be big mad in their feelings and hold a grudge for no damn reason because you chose yourself. And it's just like, that's actually not, we don't promote that around here. That's not a healthy friendship. Like, sometimes I got to choose me, Lucius. And sometimes I will choose you. I've been a person that has chosen you multiple times before myself. And now I want to choose me.
Right.
They like them apples. Okay. Are you gonna be mad about it? What's the tea? What's the tea, honeybee?
What's the tea? Because yeah,
So
but
I
also
feel
it's
you.
communication. Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's this internal dialogue of like but it's like I just don't communicate that, and so look,
Yeah.
I need to start communicating. This ain't my vibe. Okay, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Listen, and we grown now, so it's like all those things. Like if you hanging around and messing around with other grown folks, they'll understand, and they can, you know what I'm saying. They can have a good conversation. They can communicate about what's going on in their spirit, and also like not take it personally, because like at the end of the day, it's never coming from a place of malice or a place of like, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to do
Right.
you dirty or whatever. Like, baby, I'm just trying to listen to what my gut, my intuition, my spirit is telling me, and like if that's what it's saying, and I don't do that, then I'm going against my God. Okay. I'm going against my spirit. And like that's just not the type of time I'm trying to be on right now. So I feel you there.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, look at me growing. Okay. So I was like, I
Okay.
can't wait to get on my premonitions and see what Gary has for us in this gay old month of Pride in June.
I
And another
know.
random thing that I was talking to one of like my little children that I have, and they were asking me, like, what does Pride Month mean to you? And I was like, it don't mean nothing to me. If anything, it's like continue to live your authentic life and like let this month like allow you to know that you can live how you want to live. But as I was speaking, I felt like, we was, past, and I felt like during that time, I was like, but you know what? It is something like not only like live your life authentically, but bitch, live it with authority, right? Like live it with authority. Like this is your life. This is how you are supposed to live it. Take up space in these rooms. Walk in these rooms with your head up held high. Like
Period.
and it's like, and yeah, I was just giving them examples of so many times where it's like, yeah, be yourself. Oh, but like they want you to be yourself in the corner. Like do whatever. No, bitch, I want to do what I want to do in the middle of the room. And then guess what? If you don't like it, then maybe this ain't the space for you. But I'm going to come
Okay.
in here and I'm going to be myself with authority. And that was like really just on my spirit and like just passing it to my life, my children in the month of June. So
Amen.
yeah.
Shout out to the kids. Okay. And honestly, like I feel you there. I received that. And I thank you for sharing that, because it makes me also reflect on like what Pride Month means to me, because I don't think I really like talk about it, you know what I'm saying, or like have space to discuss what it means to me. And kind of like as I sit here, I think about the fact that like I had to fight in order to be able to be prideful. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like there are times where I have like internalized like homophobia that I'm like fighting against because of what I was taught to like think, or how I was taught to believe. And it's like I had to take my own space up in order to recognize that like I'm not wrong because of how I feel. Like what I feel, what is in my gut, what's in my spirit, like that's not something that I should look at and feel guilty for, or feel like it's not enough, or feel like I have to prove something. And I honestly feel like, we as queer people have the opportunity to be
Black
extremely
queer
defined.
people. Let's just put a thing on
Specific.
that,
Let's call
right?
it. Okay, let's put a thing on
Let's call
that.
it a
Okay,
thing,
let's get
because
granular. Damn it. Okay, being black and gay, being black and queer is a magical experience. We already understand that as people of color, as black people, the world wants to bite our magic. Period. Point blank. Plain and simple. They love to steal our culture. They love to, you know what I'm saying? Like they talk mad ish about us. They talk cash ish about us, but at the end of the day, they want what we have. You feel what I'm saying? And they're jealous that they can't have it. And they do things in order to ascertain themselves to spaces in which they feel like they have it, but they don't want this life. They talk about all the things they actually, you know what I'm saying, like want to bite off us, but they don't want this experience. And then add on the queer part of it, being in the margins and existing in the margins, and being somebody who has to fight tooth and nail even more than our white counterparts in order to be able to take up space. It's a divine assignment that I think that we were given on this planet in order to like show up and take up space. You feel what I'm saying? And also be in a space where it's just like I have had to fight against every single prejudice that you can imagine in order to be able to be my most authentic self. And that is a journey that I have to deal with on a daily basis. You don't know what it's like to be in these shoes. You don't know what it's like to be in these socks, diva. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way, because that's what God wanted for me, because he knew that I was strong enough in order to be able to handle this journey. You feel what I'm saying?
Listen,
and it didn't feel like that. Didn't feel like that growing up all the time. But
it
in
don't
this
feel like that all the
iteration,
time today. But
today, thank you, clock it. But in this very moment, in this very iteration, I'm thankful that I have the space to be able to identify as who I am and not have to prove that or validate that in order to be seen as palatable or liked. If you rock with it, you do, and if you don't, basta ya. That's enough for me. So Pride Month for me is just like an opportunity to really just like accept the fullness of my identity and not think that it has to be segmented out in order to be received as worthy. Because baby, I'm more than worthy. We more than worthy. You feel what I'm saying? That was given to us at birth. So I'm gonna rock with it the best way I can. Shout out to y'all to do the same thing because it ain't easy being sleazy. Okay.
And the last thing that I want to add on, and then we can get into the premonitions though. Like I feel again, Pride Month just always kind of sort of feels a little like different to me because when I think of Pride Month inherently, like I don't think that like it really does a good job or is really for the Black queers, right? Like that's just how I feel, right? Even though we were at the forefront and the founding members of it, but like what it is today, it doesn't feel like it's for the Black queers. That's just my stance on it. However, like we do need to, like our good Auntie Maxine said, we do need to reclaim our time. And similarly, how I feel about Pride Month, how we feel in Pride Month is like how I feel for Black History Month. Bitch, it's not a month. Okay, bitch, the pride and the Blackness lives in me 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. So it's not just June, it's July, it's August, it's September, it's October, it's November, it's December, it's January, it's February. Okay, it's Black History and Pride Month for me all of those times.
All day.
When people say that to me, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say because, bitch, I'm Black, I'm gay, and I'm proud every day.
Okay. Listen, I don't get a chance to clock out. I don't get a chance to clock out of this. Like, I don't get a chance to take it off and then put it on when I want to. Like, baby, this is all day.
I can't clock out of this.
Yeah,
okay?
like
I don't get a 15-minute break.
Nope,
okay,
not at all.
Susan does not come up and Susan do not come up here and get the cash register while I go eat my lunch.
Okay, listen, it's an all day, every minute, every second thing. And I don't know if the girls understand how difficult it can be. But at the end of the day, the right people always understand or give us the space to have the experience to speak about it. And I'm grateful that we're even doing it like on this platform. And I know somebody out there going to listen to it and feel empowered, and somebody out there going to listen to it and be pissed. But you know what? That's your prerogative. And you can keep that over there. At the end of the day, I'm grateful to be in this space, in this iteration where it's just like doing this work as a Black queer man. My realm of work is so white. Let's be real about it. Quite contrary, okay, to my experience. So being able to share these gifts and being able to like be a leader, which is so weird to say. I don't think of myself as a leader anyway, but honestly, it was given to me, and it's something that I have to like own and step into because I'm one of the voices, you know what I'm saying, of this generation doing this work, and I don't take that lightly. You know what I mean? And I want to be very clear about the fact that I'm very grateful to have the space to be able to do this and have it from my vantage point because I feel like it's so specific, especially being Southern raised. You know what I'm saying? Northern born, Southern raised, you're not going to get that everywhere. You know what I mean? It's a very specific, unique, niche experience that's what we are. So I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna rock it because we already in Pride Month and it's like we already 8 days in and I feel like you just charged me up for the rest of her because she's got a lot going on. I don't know about your June, but my June has a lot happening. I got a wedding next weekend. My best friend is getting married. Shout out to my baby girl, Charles, and his fiance, Puma. I'm the best man. Okay, listen, it's a gay old wedding in the middle of a gay month. Okay, so we love that.
Yes. Come on, with authority.
With authority. I got a procedure happening. Just, you know, my girlies with IBS out there that understand. We got a little procedure happening to make sure she's okay. Help with her skin and everything. So it feels like there's a lot of stuff that's like packed into this month. But I hope and pray that I can still find a time to make it gay. Okay, well, it's gay every day, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Shake these tatas in the street and not get, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to shake this toto, but I'm also not trying to tussle because, you know, the girls like to tussle. we can have a whole discussion about the girls tussling.
Wow, but that's like, but it's so crazy that you say that. But like, that is, I remember 16, 17 going out, like,
Mhm.
and again, we wouldn't be going out to the gay clubs. We'd be going to the hole in the wall speakeasies. And like, I mean, I feel like the fights were a part of the community. Like, it's like,
Yes.
child. But I
Listen.
listen, I always was a classy girl. Okay. I always was
Very
off to
bad.
the side. Okay. I
Okay.
always dipped and dived. Okay. So yeah, I've always
You
been a
got-
classy lady.
You got that. I never claimed to be a classy lady. I've always been a pigeon. Okay. So I was not fighting, but I was definitely around like you know what I'm saying? Like a little intimidating.
Oh, I was watching. Oh, I was there. I was okay, baby. I was in the circle.
I was in the building. I was
just was
throwing
the
shits,
outer
but-
rim of the circle. Okay.
I'm screwed,
My head
man.
was always on a swivel. Okay. Like, listen.
Ready to go. You never know what's going on, but you know what? The girls got to be vigilant. Okay.
Oh, no, for sure. For sure.
Oh my gosh, I love that we're talking about this. Shout out to everybody that's still listening to this and enjoying this.
Yes, we
Pride
appreciate
Month
it.
is your life. Listen, but yes, you said let's get into some of the tea for the month of June. Like I said, we're recording this on June 8th. Okay, so we're already a couple days into the month of June. So I already got a little bit of tea that I can bring to it. And then we're going to figure out what the rest of this month is giving as we're shifting from Gemini season into Cancer season. And I think we shift into Cancer season around June 20th, which I also think is going to be the summer solstice. I got to double check. But I do know that is definitely happening. So it's like we got a lot of stuff happening right now in the month of June. Another pull that I had done at the very beginning of Gemini season, it talked about us stepping into kind of like our light and our shadow. So this month is really kind of just about like understanding like both sides of yourself, both sides of the coin, understanding your intuition, understanding kind of like what your gut is saying, and then also being mindful of like, what do you allow your mind to say? What do you allow your mind to tell you? And sometimes you have to stop it from telling you BS. You know what I'm saying? It'd be talking cash and yeah, up there. And it's just like, actually, is this the thing that I need to focus on for my spirit? Like, is this helping me or is this hurting me? And once you realize that that's like hurting you, it gives you the opportunity to really just like reframe the narrative to help you to bring that positive energy into your life and just affirm yourself. And if you can't affirm it for yourself, it's important for you to get somebody else to do it. So this month of June really is kind of like leading from this space of being very clear about where you're checking in from. And I think just like this level of authenticity that sometimes we struggle to like achieve because we're so worried about other people's perceptions of us and what other people are going to say or how other people are going to receive it and stuff like that. And what I've been having to like personally learn, like I'm in the middle of learning it right now, is that the right people will always stay. The right people will always say the people that love you, the people that truly care for you, the people that truly appreciate you are not going to put you on a shelf. You know what I mean? And like deal with you only when you're in a certain frame of mind or when you're the fun friend. You know what I mean? Like who is taking up space like in your life? How do they occupy that space? And also, is this somebody that you have that level of trust with? So with the High Priestess card, I feel like the month of June, especially like Gemini season, is really about us just like accepting that part of us, accepting our duality, like understanding our duality exists, and like we can't always be one way. So one thing I've been trying to like commit more to doing is like, especially at work, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have like a professionalism. Like, bitch, what is professionalism? Like, and who told me that me in my iteration? Well, we do know what professionalism is. It's a white construct. But okay, it's a white construct that was created to, you know, keep the man down. But don't get me started on that. We are not a race podcast. We're going to talk about this because I can get into it, okay? I feel like this month is really about us reminding ourselves, like I was saying at work, like show up as your fullest self. Like, and don't feel like you have to mince words or like cosplay or what is it like? Oh my God, I can see this W.E.B. Du Bois like belief of I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's just like you're trying to act one way, but you actually are another way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why are we being fake? It's kind of like passing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to pass for? And who are you trying to pass in order to impress? I feel like that, you know, we can do things at work in order to like, you know, make sure that we're doing our job, but like why you're not being sassy, why you're not being honest, why you're not being yourself. Like, you're missing that part of yourself. And I feel like that's something that we should bring into all aspects of our lives. If somebody can't take you in your fullness, is that somebody that you really need to be spending time with? And as we shift into Cancer season, go ahead. No, please go ahead.
I was going to say, because I'm good for per our last email, okay? Because for me, that's okay. Okay, but anyway.
No, you're absolutely right.
I'll be showing up in them emails. Okay.
Okay. Listen, me too, because first off, I'm Bubbles, of course, personality, niceness. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday. But of course, if I gotta read somebody, I'm gonna read somebody. But I hopefully don't have to in this month. We're gonna rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay. Everybody gonna be moving on their P's and Q's. I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm a Black gay girl. Back up. It's my month. Treat me nice. Okay. And we got 2 teeth coming up. Baby, okay. But as we shift into Cancer season, I'm really excited to see kind of what the vibe shifts into. We do have, as I said, today is June 8th. We have Mercury in Taurus. This will be helpful in regards to the way that we are communicating with others and being able to communicate our feelings. We have Jupiter going into Cancer, which is supposed to be a very auspicious time in order for the sense of expansion in regards to those feelings, how we feel about things, how we do things, bringing that positive energy to us. We have a full moon on June 11th. It's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius. I started reading that this is going to be really helpful for just the way that you're traveling and expanding. What are you doing with your life? What are the long-term goals? Where are you headed with things? What is your value system, and how do you allow that to really be enacted in your day-to-day life? And then as we get to the end of the month, we have the new moon in Cancer. So it's going to be really, really helpful for just the way that we feel, the way that we're communicating, the way that we're opening up. So I really want us to just be mindful of how we are choosing to share ourselves with others, especially with just the idea of just Gemini being the twins. They are the speaker. So it's really about this month, how are we allowing ourselves to open our mouths, share our voices in a way that feels authentic to us. This is how we do this. You know what I'm saying? You've been podcasting for 6 years at this point?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can we take a moment for that?
Thank you.
Yes, Diva. Killing the game, okay? We all have our most authentic way of sharing our voice. What does that look like to you? And how are you finding your own personal power, moving away from fear in order to do that? How does that sound for you? I know I gave a lot, okay? But I came prepared. I came prepared today. She came to do her job. How does that feel for you?
It resonates, right? It really does. I'm just again, just showing up. And I feel it's cliche. Oh, showing up as you're but what does that really mean? But when you actually think about it, for me, it makes me more think about the places that I'm not showing up as myself, right? I know the places that I show up as myself, this is one of them, but it just, for me, I feel everything in my mind goes black, and then there's these red dots of all these spaces that I'm showing up, but I'm not as myself. But for me, it also feels are they really the spaces that I want to be in?
Do I feel safe?
Right. That's kind of the catch for me. And it's that's just where my mind lends. And again, it also lends to this new beginnings of well, if that's not where you need to be, then why are we still taking up, why am I still going to those places? Why am I still, and bitch, I'm talking about jobs. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about events. I'm talking there's so many spaces that that drain my energy. And that's where my mind shifts when you say those type of things. So it's not answering the question, but that's
I get it.
In my mind as to well, we do know where you show up, and so why aren't we showing up in more of those spaces? Why are we continuing to allow other spaces that drain us? Why are we still showing up to them or to those
and giving it 100%? Giving 150, you're putting that much more energy, intention, action behind it when it's not bearing fruit on the back end. You feel what I'm saying? And is that what we really have time for? And the other thing I wanted to say to you was isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I know that I'm clinically insane, okay? But if that's not the narrative that you want to take on, maybe this is something that you need to think about. You know what I'm saying? And like ponder
but
as you are going through this mode.
It's convenient. It's what's the word? It's what you know, right? Like it's but what do they say? You can't grow when you're comfortable. And so again, it's convenient. It's convenient for me to show up as like this one thing because it's comfortable. I know it, but like, bitch, then you're right. Then I'm asking myself, well, why am I not growing? Why am I not advancing? Well, bitch, I can tell you why. Like you
doing the same thing over and over again.
Bitch, you're not gonna read me today. It's Pride Month, okay? Back off. Back off of me, okay?
Listen, we just told the tea, okay? We are doing our job. I'm doing what I was told to come and do. Talk about the tea, okay? You can't get mad at me for that. No, I'm just playing. But no, I absolutely agree with you there. And I feel like, I don't know, this is kind of like the time also to be mindful of the fact that like all of this isn't going to be changed like immediately. It's really just like one step, like incremental progress. And also remembering that just like the sense of balance, you know what I mean? Like you can't be on every day. You're not going to have it. But like when you do something about it and like slowly like take away from it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like chisel away at that in order to make the beautiful picture that you know what I'm saying? Like want to make. And then also bear in mind that like you're living in your prayers already. You know what I mean? What does it look like in order to pray and manifest something different? Like you have already manifested the prayers that you're sitting in right now. What does it look like to have a new narrative? Because at the end of the day, you're feeling some sort of disconnect from what it is that you're existing in right now. So if you're feeling disconnected, it's because it doesn't match with your identity in this very iteration. It doesn't match with your story. And like, don't you owe it to yourself in order to bring yourself closer to what your story presently is, not what it used to be when you were in a different situation. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of years ago at the very beginning of the pandemic, like maybe like 10 years ago, like things have shifted, times have changed, you have changed. So do you allow yourself to have your life reflect that?
And not only reflect that, the life that you have now is like the life that you prayed for, but you don't realize it. And what you're stuck in realizing is like, baby, you have to now pray for another life that you need to enter into. And the other day on the TikTok, first of all, the TikTok tarot girlies be reading me for filth. The other day when I should have been asleep, I'm scrolling and it was like this black queer man was saying like, you want to talk about manifestation? Everyone wants to talk about manifestation, right? And they was like, well, here's a tip, girlies. The music that you listen to also plays a part in that.
Gag it.
I said, oh, okay. So you know what? Although I love Whitney and Kelly Price and Faith Evans, but I might have to retire. This is a heartbreak hotel. This is a heartbreak. You said you by 9. Instead, you took your because that's what I like to clean my house to. But I thought about that and I was like, oh my God, like that is so true. I'm a 90s baby, right? Like like Mary J. Blige. I love me some heartbreak songs, and that's what like I clean my house to. But like I was like, oh my God, what in the world? Like, what if that's been manifesting in me and I haven't even really been realizing that? Like I haven't even been. I said, okay, let me go to sleep and get off the TikTok because
because my wig is snatched, my wig is off, bitch laced in the bed, like fully off my head. Okay, bury that. We are keying down right now. No, I agree with you though, and I was about to say, baby, that's why I'm over here because you know I'm a trapper and a rapper. The girls be telling me they like you listen to straight people music. I'm like, okay, girl, just because I'm a gangster, you know what I'm saying? You gotta judge me. Okay, we got gay gangsters out there.
Okay,
look at her. Okay, no, but absolutely, and I also could probably do a little bit better with like, I mean, I'm still gonna listen to my trap shit because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm a hood girly, but I could definitely be mindful. I need to be mindful of the things that I am putting into my spirit, and of course, this is also a suggestion for somebody out there. Subliminals, listening to just like your isochronic tones, your binaural beats, like the things that help to heal you could be very, very helpful for like programming your mind. And I know that I'll be watching my reality TV and stuff like that, but I'm not about to give that. So we
listen, okay, yeah, you get okay.
We moving on. We moving on from that. Listen, I'm still a work in progress, Lord.
I want to roll to a better Brice. Okay, baddies,
Okay,
Africa.
thank you.
Okay, baddies. Okay, listen.
Not the Natalie Nunchin diva.
Yes. That's me and Derek's ish. I know that ain't good for my spirit, but listen, I'm a work in progress.
Amen. I hear you. I had to hop off the baddies train because I was on it too for the first couple of seasons. We'll have to talk about that offline. You can put in the comments if you're a baddies watcher as well. Because listen, I definitely know a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, the girlies, okay? Because I was there in the trenches with Bad Girls Club. But let's not go there. Anyway.
Jayla.
Okay. Christina.
Okay.
Let me get into this reading for the month of June. We didn't already talk for 30 minutes, so listen, at this point, if you with us, you just in it with us. It's going to be a long episode because we talked in a month of Sundays, okay? So thank you for listening. I'm going to go ahead and set an intention with a little prayer. I'm going to read this one card to represent what is coming up for the rest of the month of June, what we should be paying attention to energetically, and how we can best support ourselves. Heavenly Father, Earth, you love us unconditionally. Thank you so much for this blessing of today. Thank you so much for allowing me to be the conduit of this message on behalf of the Purple Pants Premonitions posse. Whatever the tea is supposed to be for the rest of the month of June, this Pride Month, who be who you are for your pride spirit guides. Whatever the tea is supposed to be on today, allow it so. Thank you so much in advance for whatever is coming down the pipeline. Amen and ashe. Baby, have you been trying to date? Spicy Bricey, like what's the dating life giving? Because I feel like it's the summer of amour.
And you might be onto something because, yeah. Because, well, listen, all I would say is this. I was saying this to someone the other day, right? Whenever I am like working on myself, and right now, you know, like my body changes, my weight fluctuates. I'm skinny Brice sometimes I'm thick Brice. Right now, I'm in my BBW era. Okay, like I'm in my big black beautiful or BB. You know, yes. I'm in my big black beautiful woman era, right? Like
absolutely
I'm thicker than a snake.
Delicious, okay.
I am not comfortable. Okay? Right. I am not okay. I am not comfortable at this weight. Half of my clothes do not fit. Okay. You be seeing me in the same outfits out because what fits. Okay. It's my body. But listen, okay. We got a plan. Okay. I'm just not as comfortable in this size. However, when I am my most comfortable, when I can wear my whatever I want to wear, when I can wear this whole wardrobe or whatever, the men's be nowhere. Okay. I'm like, well, where y'all at? I'm at my best. Where y'all at? However, I don't know what this Brice is giving or whatever, but baby, the boys are out. Okay. Like it's the weirdest thing. And I was explaining to somebody where it's like, it's almost like I'm not confident. Like, first of all, I am very confident. Let's just be clear. Let's like get that. But like this state of me, like I don't exude what the normal Brice exudes.
Yes.
So it is really weird. And again, this is not the first time in my life because, like I said, my weight fluctuates. And it's always in this state that I feel like the realms be opening up. So like I am I'm very much dating.
Listen, retweet. Well, minus the dating. I'd have to remove that from
well, and when everything else, like, right? It's the man, like you know, like the possibilities are open. Like people are inviting themselves. I'm like, okay, like I'm going on dates. I'm like, you know, and, so that's
T. I love it, and I don't know why I got that feeling. Like I did say, I felt this like at the beginning of the year that I feel like it's gonna be like the summer of love. Everything that you said, like I going through the same thing. Biggest I've been in, well, not in my adult life, but like since college. Okay, skin not doing well. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me talk about my skin, and I have this really like rare condition and chronic pain and everything. I don't feel cute. You know what I'm saying? I feel thick. I don't feel thick and delicious. I just feel sloppy. You know what I mean? Sloppy and unattractive, if I'm being honest. But I also have to tell myself that like I should not continue to tell myself that narrative. But like you're not living in my body, you don't understand my pain. Okay, every time there's a pain. You don't understand what I'm going through, but it's also just like at the same time, like people be popping up and I'm like, what is this giving? Like, but I will say that it affirms for you that even though you don't be thinking that, you be giving, you know what I'm saying, like a little thicker than a Snicker. Like maybe that's what you know what boys like. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So Maybe you can look into that. Anyway,
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Or find some a nice little cute middle place. You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, you giving big and juicy.
Well, I mean, she always giving that, but I'm just saying, like,
Yes.
just
You're
she's
stupid.
never been a twink, but
yes, never that. The twink death happened many moons ago. Okay.
But even when I would put that, but the crazy part about evolution in life, though, Gary, and again, I don't know what this podcast is about. Listen, it's Pride Month. Let us
Let
pop
us
off.
talk.
Even like, first of all, like what is it? Dysmorphia?
Body dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia is real. Because
Yes.
even when I was giving the twink days, I specifically remember being like, "Ah, bitch, now I'm going back and looking at these photos, and I'm like, mama, you,
Yes.
mama, you were, mama,
Yes.
mama,
T.
you were snatched,
There you go.
mama."
What's going on with this?
Like, it's just so crazy. But I always tell myself, like, you need to keep that same energy, like, as you're going through these photos and be like, mama. Like, I feel like if you don't acknowledge or like whatever, like the you that is now, baby, who knows? Child, like in 20 years, I might have to go see Dr. Now on my 600-pound life. And I'll be like, in June 2020, in June 2020,
Right, 2025.
mamas,
T.
mama,
T.
you was
That's real.
T.
Yes, you T now. Listen, body T, life T, spirit T. Okay, everything T, everything to a T.
Okay,
is the motto for right now. Okay, that's what we're gonna live in. Period. And that's we're gonna affirm that for the both of us. Even though it's not giving what we wanted to give, it's still giving. And that's a message for somebody else.
Right.
Too. It's still giving.
And although that's not how we see ourselves, that's not how you see yourself. That's not, you can't tell somebody else how to see you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
work on your own perception.
Yes. And also, your body at war with itself. You keep listening to that Trevo and that crap. That's why you what's going on with you, okay? Because it's the trap music.
So the cards for the month of June.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna skip over that. You sound like my grandmother. I'm sick of you. But you're probably right, girl. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay true to form. Can't let go of some things. The Lord is working on me. Okay? Well, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. So, as far as the tea for the month of June, I normally pull like one card. Of course, God said we're gonna give you 4. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna give you 4. Just for the quick run for anybody out there, I'm gonna show the cards first. Then I'm gonna tell you what I think the story is saying because it's a lot of tea. I wasn't expecting this, but we're gonna go ahead and give what we give. First card is going to be the Devil card. Devil card comes up in reverse. So with the Devil card is kind of just like this opportunity for us to look at our addictions, look at kind of like our trauma, like look at some of like the things that are just like holding us back. What are the demons in our life, right? Are we allowing ourselves to just like be mindful of them? And are we doing work in order to get rid of them? And I feel like right now, as we've kind of like been having like this discussion, we obviously see that we all got pain. Okay. And it's really just like asking us, how are we choosing to release our pain in this month of June? And like, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But I think that like the biggest thing for us to do is like have support represented in the 9 of Pentacles. With the 9 of Pentacles, this signifies to me just like, as you can see on the card, baby, it's abundance. Okay. It's all the planning, all the like the luxury, all the beauty, all the love, all the food, all of it is there for you. Okay, so eat and be merry, be excited, be grateful, like that you are in a space where it's just like you're focusing on the devils in your life. You know what I'm saying? You should be focused on the abundance in your life. This is not the time for you underneath the 8 of Pentacles in order to like get out there and like you already are doing what you need to do. You need some fine tuning. You feel what I'm saying? You need some planning and like take what you already have and like do something with it that is going to be of benefit to you and like shift the narrative around what it is that you have kind of like always done in your life. Like this is the perfect time. I'll put it to you like this. Like if you have, let's say you already, you know what I'm saying? Like have a specific skill set that you've done. Like let's say you have a certificate or something. Like what are you doing with that certificate? Like how are you using that information that you already have and that knowledge that you already have, and making something come from that instead of feeling like you have to create something brand new. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then the other thing that we need to be mindful of with the King of Pentacles is just like being mindful of, are we taking care of our money? Are we taking care of our life? Are we taking care of our structure? Are we taking care of the things that allow us to feel grounded? And I feel like a lot of things are going to be very shaky for us throughout the rest of this month, but it shows us that it's very available for us to have and take advantage of. But I think that this is really, because you see with the Knight of Pentacles and with the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Eight of Pentacles coming up in reverse too, like this is all just like the work. This is representing all of the material stuff, right? I want you to, this makes me think about like, are you taking a look around you and like, do the things that you have in your possession speak to you in the same way, is the message that I get. Like, what you've worked for to have in this very moment, is that what you actually want? Or has the vision changed? Has the intention changed? Like, has some aspect of what you've desired shifted? And how are you paying attention to that? How are you honoring that? And I feel like because we have the Devil card coming up in reverse for us to start, I think this is really a time for us to think and let go of the things that have been holding us back and allow ourselves to report forward, knowing that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's time to grow up. It's not giving that. It's giving more just like, it's time to fine tune and like focus on the bright side. Mr. Brightside by The Killers comes to mind as like a channeled song. I don't know why, but I feel like that could go to somebody out there, if somebody's listening to that song right now or just heard it and they feel some type of way about it. But like, how are you staying on the bright side and staying in this mentality of abundance? By the way, I'm using a different deck today. As y'all see, I'm using the Fifth Spirit Tarot by Charlie Claire Burgess. They are an amazing writer. You should check out their work. Hold on, I'll put it up for y'all to see again. I figure since it's, Pride Month, why I gotta use my deck. I can use somebody else's deck that's got a little pride energy with it as well. So shout out to Charlie Claire Burgess for the CCB, as I like to say. With the Devil card, I want us to really be mindful of the fact that just like there are things that hold us from our greatness, that we self-sabotage ourselves, right? What are the things that you are self-sabotaging, or how have you been self-sabotaging yourself? Maybe this year, over the last like couple of months, like whatever, over the last couple of weeks. How do you get out of that and shift into the narrative of abundance and patience and joy and like what you deserve? I want to read the Nine of Pentacles for some reason, just to give you like a little bit more context as to that. So Charlie writes, your table is rich with the bounty of your hard work, and it's time to dig in and enjoy. This card shows up to invite you into the pleasure of your hard-won abundance. You're allowed to feel good about your accomplishments, your talents, your body, yourself. So take that selfie and post it, babe, because you are hot. Along with its welcome connotations of plenitude and security, this card also speaks to gratitude. If you're not feeling particularly rich, remember that wealth comes in many shades other than green. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, refocus on what you do and offer gratitude for it. Building a life that feels good and supportive is a process, especially if you've had to start from scratch. Wherever you are in that process, give yourself some credit for how far you've come. Because listen, you're going to talk a lot of crap to yourself about what you're trying to work on and how your money ain't together, how your life ain't together. But if you flip it around, think about the work that you did to get that degree. Think about the work that you did to get that job. Think about the work that you did to get that client. Think about the work that you did in order to get that budget. Think about the work you did in order to get to the place where you know what your desires are, your dreams are. Think about everything that you put in your life to get to this point and show some gratitude for it instead of talking, negatively to yourself. Like, what does that do? So how does that kind of like resonate for you as far as that energy is concerned?
It's what I needed to hear. It's it definitely resonates with me. I feel like where I'm at, and again, it's the last point that you said. Like, it's not about what you don't have; it's about what you have. And when you change that mind frame, like it just, and again, that negative talk, right? Like I'm just constantly negative in my head. That's just like, and just even you saying like, you can control that, right? Like I can.
Control it. Okay.
Yeah. It does. And when you flip it around and think about like all of the things I like, it just I'm on this road to purchasing a home, and I feel like I've been on this road forever.
Mhm.
And I feel like maybe I was like not on the wrong path, but like I was like looking at my savings the other day, and I was just like, oh wow, like oh bitch, like oh, we're on the road. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm thinking like, yeah, I wanted it to happen 2 years ago. But I had to get my ish in order, and I'm still not where I want to be. But like, just you flipping that card around, it's like, well, bitch, you got a savings, okay? And,
Mhm.
and it's a
Mhm.
little more
Mhm.
than the seven
You got a
dollars,
savings.
and like,
Period.
okay,
Period. Okay.
so it's like, yeah, like, and thinking on that journey, and it's just like, just releasing the pressures of like, yeah, I wanted to buy a house at a certain time, but guess what? The universe said it's going to be when it's going to be, and I think the more that I've kind of like just released a lot of things and just like things just fall into place and everything just isn't as bad as it seems. Yes, there will always be issues to complain about, but how about you spend that same time focusing on what's going good in your life or like what's like happening right now or like
Mhm.
where you are today and celebrating that so that directly just speaks to my soul.
Yeah, I'm very much in the same boat right now, and I agree with you as far as like just trying to learn how to reframe stuff. Because of course, in my mind, I'm like, this is pretty not a great time for me. But at the same time, I'm like, there are things like I was having a reflection this morning. I was like, you literally like I'm doing this with you right now. We've been doing this for years, and like think about like where you started. You know what I'm saying? Like you just started because you were getting readings from other people, and then you decided to start doing it for yourself, and then you started sharing it in writing, and then you started doing it for other people, and then you started taking on clients, and then you started filming. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts, videos, like various things. Publish a deck. Like anything can happen. Anything can happen, anything. And I'm like, this isn't where I ever would have expected myself to be. This was never my plan. This was never an idea, a thought. And here I am 8 years down the road, you know what I'm saying? And many more to go, hopefully. And I continue to grow, it continues to evolve. This work continues to shift. The people that I work with continue to shift. The things that I'm doing will continue to shift. The things that I'm sharing will continue to shift. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like take a moment to think about how where you are today is a prayer, like I said, of that you had a long time ago. And even if it doesn't align right now, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. Pray up a new prayer, dream a new dream. Okay. New dreams are okay. It's okay to shift the narrative. It's okay to back out when it doesn't fit anymore. That's growth.
Mm,
So
mm.
that's the message for the month of June. Thank y'all for rocking with us like this long. This is a longer episode, but we hadn't fully spoke to y'all in like a grip. So, you know what I'm saying? We had to give y'all a little extra tea today. Okay. Plus Pride Month. Like, girl, we
Okay.
only get this once a year.
Okay. Let the gays gay. Thanks. Okay.
Okay, let me get in peace, damn it. With my sister.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you so much, Gary, for delivering, for
Mm-hmm.
serving. What how the kids be like
Okay.
for serving. Okay.
Okay. Feeding the kids. Okay, I was feeding the children.
Okay. Thank you for feeding us on this very important month. I think that this message, this conversation, just us, just even like what we're talking
Yeah.
about, even just like the space that we have cultivated. And sometimes it's like, I don't even be wanting to do the premonition, right? I just be wanting to talk to you, right? Like, and so I
Yes.
feel like it's like this is our conversation, right? And again, I think even as the premonitions, I feel like the name of it has shifted, right? Like I
Yes.
really feel what this is or what this space is. It's like a key, like
Yes.
it is a key, but with a word. And so anyway, I'm
Okay.
just so grateful for
Okay.
you for always showing up and just through it all. You always deliver. And it's not all bad. We need to flip our cards around sometimes. And sometimes we just need to be grateful for just this, right? And I don't think at times
Yes.
enough that I'm grateful that I have a space like this, that I have a brother that I could just randomly quote Nene Leaks and like you get it, or we can sing I'm going up to yonder and like
Yes.
you jump right on in. Or it's like Ariana, what are you doing here?
Yes.
Like, it is it's a blessing. And
It
I
is a
realize maybe
blessing.
some people don't have that. And so I am just, again, just grateful for your light, your gift that you share with me and the posse. It is truly something that I definitely dream for. I definitely like was something that I put out, and I don't think I always realized that, right? Like, and so again, I'm just very grateful for you. Before we go, where can the people follow you? What you got cooking? Like, I know June is busy for you, but if somebody just wants to reach out,
yes, for a reading or something like that, because she still is in effect right now. She is still working. Okay, she is a working girl. But before I even get there, bitch, thank you. And you know how much I hold you in like high regard, and I thank you for allowing me to have this platform with you, and just like the years that we've been grinding for a while together. And it's good to not do it alone, because I'm so used to doing things by myself. I'm such an isolated person on like a regular basis. So I thank you for being not just a friend, but family to me, and allowing me to be a part of your family as well. If you are looking for me, you can find me, Gangsta Gurry, Gangsta with an A, because you know I don't do that ER buster over here. Okay. I'm also on Miss Twitter. I'm not calling it that other name, even though he did nibble a little bit.
The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting.
The girls are fighting. So I may call it X just for this one time and be like, all right, bitch, you nibbled that one little thing. And I still don't fuck with you. I don't, but I'm gonna give you that one thing. If you would like your own personal reading from me, please shoot me an email, gangstagurry@gmail.com. You can also shoot me a DM if it's something that you're interested in. As far as things that I'm cooking up right now, I'm not necessarily working on anything, but I do have something that was brought across my table that I may be doing in New York for some of the New York girlies out there. So if you do live in New York, or if you're excited to come up to New York, you want to, gather, I might have some information for you very soon. And I'm also thinking about bringing back something that I did a couple of years ago that the streets really liked. Don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm going to, sit on it and talk to the Lord about it. But yeah, I'll be around. This summer really for me is kind of like my summer of finding joy again. So that's what I really want to focus on. And I can only be in service when I'm in a good place. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I'm in a good place emotionally so I can be in service to the people the best way that I possibly can be. So please, if you'd like, a little reading, I do my candle services, which have been popping off recently. Holla at your girl. I'm around.
Love it. Love it. Also, again, because the spirit is, here we hold each other accountable. Yes. And so I just want to remind you that, again, like we said, like body of dysmorphia is real. And when you said like sometimes I can only do readings when I'm in a good space, you want I talk personally. And sometimes when we have the most ish going on in our life that we talk before we hit the record button, girl, is when you deliver some of your best readings to the posse. So I just wanted to like call you out on that real quick of like how we just said this whole podcast about all of this, and then you kind of end it with that. I just wanted to hold you accountable just for that, because
yeah, okay.
Just had to clock the girls before we go.
Okay.
We'll be back next month. Okay. We'll be. Oh, she got a fresh haircut too in the beard. We see
no,
you.
She don't. She's
giving fresh. She's giving fresh.
No, okay, because I don't give hair.
The people, you don't see how we see you. Gary look out here like a snack. But listen, this has been your Purple Pants Kiki for the month of June. We'll be back in July. Happy Pride. Be who you are. Take up space with authority. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the